Well, we've played one game since we last met, in the Betfred Cup second round, and we lost 2-1 to Hearts. But who needs a Betfred Cup? You know, we won it last year, we don't need to win it again, do we? Let's go on with our European campaign. Yes, hello, welcome on into Love Name Sports YouTube channel here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button for more Football Manager content Monday to Friday at 11 AM. As I mentioned in the intro, we have played one game since the last episode. We played against Hearts. We lost 2-1 in the Betfred Cup second round. We had a goal from Florent de Silva late on in the game, but it did not make up for the 2 goals we conceded in the first half. I'll be honest, it was a bit of a rotated side in there as well. We didn't play that well. We lost. Who cares? It means it's a few less games we have to play. Let's concentrate on Europe here and see if we can get through to the Euro Cup 2 group stages, which we're going to do hopefully today when we beat Maccabi Haifa over 2 legs. I'll also give you a wee update of the Hibs game in between. But let's show you the team for this first leg against Maccabi Haifa. And here is the team that we're going to go with for the game today. Morris in goal, Hamilton and Anderson at centre-back. 2 young Scottish defenders in the back there. I think that's going to be the partnership for a little bit. Remember, Anderson is only 16 years of age. He turned 17 in November, and he's already a 3-star player. He's got a lot of potential. So, though I have been obviously playing Chara as well this season, I really want the development of Anderson to happen so he can play alongside Hamilton today. Magallanes on the right and Kokavas on the left. Velasquez and Ludovic in the middle. Da Silva gets the game at attacking mid today. Lukic on the right, Bookert on the left, and Graham up front. The only injury we've got today is Edward Lambert. Is still a little bit injured. So the man who's got an average rating of 8.3 for us will not be in the team today, unfortunately. But hopefully Lukic can fill in quite adequately on the right-hand side with his average rating of 8.03. Our right-hand side is doing quite well this year. Let's get into this game. So here we go. The teams step out. Maccabi Haifa playing in their green. And it looks like Kokavas has already got a tight calf. He wants to come off, so I think we will take him off. We don't want to cause more injury than we have to. We've already had 6 shots today and nothing in the first 20 minutes. I mean, that's 7 shots. But only one's have been on target so far. I've changed the mentality to attacking. This is the first highlight of the game. Lukic swings it in. Bookert with the ball here. What's he going to do with it? He plays it back to Lukic. Will Lukic hit it? No, he finds Ludovic. Plays it through to Alan Graham. Did Graham finish? He can, but he's offside. Goal disallowed. See, I've changed to attacking mentality because we've totally dominated this game. In terms of statistics, you can see Graham just offside there. So hopefully we can actually properly dominate it in terms of the score as well if we go more attacking. That's my hope anyway. We've reached half time. The only highlight of the game was a disallowed goal that you saw. That's very disappointing indeed. And hopefully that second half's a bit more exciting for you. Lukic with the corner kick here. It's swung into the back post and Anderson heads it off of Garfinkel. It looks like this is a very, very good name. But not so good for them today because he scored an own goal. Lukic swings that ball into the back post. It's headed by Anderson and Garfinkel's just in the way and it knocks off him and into the goal. And that is 1-0. Kilmarnock, perhaps a fortunate way to go ahead, but we'll take it anyway. Da Silva with the free kick. It's swung in towards Hamilton and that's just over the bar. We've brought on Hamel for Velasquez in the middle of the park. You can see Maccabi Haifa have not had a shot yet in this game yet. We've only had a couple of highlights of our own. But Magallanes with the ball on the right-hand side here. Drives into the box. What's he going to do with it? He gets challenged, and that is going to be a penalty, but they're going to check VAR, I imagine, first. Nope, no check for VAR. That's fine. So penalty straight away. Who's going to take it? It is Da Silva with it. He hits it in the bottom right-hand corner, and that is 2-0. That's a little bit more comfortable for us. You can see a nice finish in the bottom corner. Not quite as close to the corner as it could be, but a nice finish nonetheless. And we're up 2-0 now. A much better, much more pleasant experience to be 2 goals up than 1, especially when you've had 20 shots to their none. You can see Alan Graham's not had a good game at all. He's just underneath me, so you can't see it. It's 6.5 average rating, which is not good at all. But we have won that game 2-0, which I suppose you can't complain about. In the end, they haven't had 1 shot, as they quite rightly pointed out in that game. But a 2-0 victory to take into the second leg. I'll let you know how we do it against Hibs, and you never know, you might get to see some of it because there were not a lot of highlights in that game, unfortunately. Right, so because that first leg was so boring, I'm going to get to show you some of the highlights from the Hibs game as well. So here's the team we're going to go with today. A few changes from midweek. Morris in goal, Hamilton and Anderson at the back, Magallanes and Kokvas at fullback, Yao Francisco and Burton in the midfield with Hamill just in front, Lukic on the right, and Booker on the left, and Alan Graham up front. You'll have noticed, hopefully, that I've changed Alan Graham to a poacher instead of an advanced forward. Just not get enough goals from the strikers. We haven't in the last few years, to be honest. So I'm hoping as poacher, his role is to score goals. So hopefully he will do that. Fingers crossed anyway. You will remember as well that Robbie Much is playing for Hibs now in their goal. He's had 2 clean sheets in his first 2 games, which is pretty good for him. Hopefully he doesn't carry that on into his 3rd league game here as Magallanes comes down the right hand side and he'll swing this ball over to Lukic and it's cleared away just about by Hibernian. And it's a free kick from about 20 yards out here. Lukic to take it. He swings it around the wall, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper. Oh, it's hit the post. It's not a save. And a corner kick from Hibs here. Swung into the back post, but it's headed away by Magallanes. Only as far as Smith here for Hibs, who finds Brown. And back to Smith. And Yao Francisco plays it back toward Morris after a bit of a confusing play there. Some confusion at centre back. But Anderson and Kokvas are passing the ball about. Hopefully we get this ball away. We don't lose it. Hamill with it now. He plays it forward toward Graham, but it only goes as far as Porteous. And Brown now clears it away for Hibs to Johnson. And he plays it through to Dubikas. And that's a good goal from Edgaras Dubikas. There we go. That's his 50th goal, it says, along the bottom there. That's some poor defending from us, to be honest. It's just come right down the middle. So Yao Francisco misses his header. And then nobody tracks the striker just in behind the 2 centre-backs. That's fairly poor from them. And Hibs go up 1-0. Now we get the ball on the right-hand side here. Hamill with it. He cuts infield, plays the ball forward, but it only goes as far as the Hibs defence. And now they come away with the ball. Smith with it into Milan. Down the line to Brown. The ball played into the middle, but Burton intercepts and plays it forward toward Graham. And can Graham score a goal here? He does not. That's a poor effort on his weaker right foot. Oh, dearie me. 1-0 down here going into half-time. It's disappointing indeed. And hopefully we can do something better in this second half. I'm going to demand some more and see if the boys play a little bit better. Hibs have got the ball here with Brown and Davies. And they go down the left-hand side. Back to Brown, who swings the ball over. And it's cleared away from Hamilton. And Booker with the ball now. He comes forward with it. Plays it into Graham. Graham plays it to Buckert, and Buckert comes forward with it again. Does he go? He goes to Lukic here. Can Lukic finish? He can. It's been disallowed for offside. A good chance for us there, but Lukic's just straight into an offside position. Quite how far offside was he? Oh, it's very, very close. It's harsh for the assistant referee to have given that as offside, but offside he has given it as. We have taken off Ryan Hamill and Roman Buckert and brought on Da Silva and Ortiz. Just behind the striker, and Lukic's going to come off as well for Ludovic. I'll happily take that. We'll change the attacking mentality because we have dominated the game here but are not winning the game. Milan with a free kick for Hibs to the edge of the box to Smith. Back out to Milan and no one is marking him. It goes in toward Davis and Davis hits it, but it's a good save from Morris. And out for a corner kick. There's just over 10 minutes left in this game. And we are down 1-0 even though we've somewhat dominated the game in terms of possession and shots. And hopefully we can do something in the last 10 minutes of this game. Again, there's not been a huge number of highlights. We're going to demand some more again. And it's a free kick deep within their own half for Hibs. Can they build it from the back? They play it long toward their striker, but Hamilton heads it to Da Silva and Yao Francisco now. Back to Hamilton. And can we recycle this play and get a chance of our own? Finds Ortiz. And Ortiz hits it, and Robbie Much is in a very peculiar position there. Maybe it's good that we got rid of him because that is very strange position indeed. Let's have a look at this. See, Jamie Hamilton gets the ball and plays it back into the midfield. And Da Silva gets the ball here and plays it through behind the fullback. Robbie Much seems to stand on his post, which gives Ortiz the whole goal to shoot at. And he does eventually get it across the goal. And that is us back to 1-1 now. And there's 2 minutes left of added time. And we've got the ball again. Could we get 2 late goals? One of them being the winner here. Who knows? Da Silva with the ball. Finds Ortiz into Burton. Burton hits it. And it's just wide of the goal. And there's going to be one more chance in this game. Who's it going to be for? Hibs have got the ball now. Brown will throw it in eventually. He does. It only goes straight to Da Silva though. And Da Silva comes away with the ball. And he plays it over the top toward Graham. Graham gets it and plays it back to Yao Francisco. Yao Francisco back to Hamilton and Ludovic. But it's intercepted by Hibs. And they come down their left hand side now with Brown. going past Ludovic, and Ludovic challenges, and that looked a bit cynical. That could be a red card if the referee wants to give him it. Likely a yellow, though. Indeed, it is a yellow card, and we've now reached those 4 minutes of added time, and the game could be by, but there's a free kick right at the end here. Brown, it's a slide challenge from our defender who blocks it, and surely that is game over. Porteous, yep, game by. A 1-1 draw with Hibernian. We dominated that game, 61% possession, 14 shots to 8. Expected goals, we had 1.37, they had 0.69. But unfortunately, we have not won. After that disappointment, that 1-1 draw, let's get on with the second leg against Maccabi Haifa and get us through to the group stage of the Euro Cup 2. Right, so here we are. Here is the team for the second leg against Maccabi Haifa here. We are going with Morris in goal, Hamilton and Anderson at centre-back, Magallanes and Kokavas at full-back, Velasquez and Ludovic in the middle, Da Silva just in front, Lukic on the right, Booker on the left, and Graham up front. And we've moved away from poacher to complete forward. We'll see if that works, because as you can see from Alan Graham's recent performances, not very good. He's also been dropped by Scotland, which is not very good either. So hopefully he can score some goals as a complete forward. And Graham, Miranda, and Lambert, who are the kind of three folk I'm going to be playing up front, can all play as a complete forward as well, which is always positive. So hopefully, well, at least one of them will start scoring goals from the attacking position. You see, Lambert scored 7 goals, but they've all been from the right-hand side. So, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do up front. But we're going to stick with Graham today and see if he can do it. So let's get into it. Remember, we're 2-0 up after the first leg. A throw in on the left-hand side for us here. Bucket with the ball, swings it into Lukic, and Lukic heads it, and it's off the bar / post / the back of the goalkeeper's head. But all we know is it's definitely not in. And Maccabi Haifa have played against us for 110 minutes now and have yet to have a shot over these 2 legs. Hamilton gets the ball here now, across to Anderson. And do we come forward with the ball? We find Ludovic is on the yellow card already, and Booker with it on the left-hand side. He drives forward, plays it out to Kokavas, I'd imagine. He'll swing it in, he does toward Graham, and Graham heads it in. And maybe I'm a genius. Complete forward must be the way to go for your striker, as Alan Graham gets that headed goal at the front post to go 1-0 up here for Kilmarnock. In this second leg, 3-0 in aggregate. It looks like we're getting through to the group stage. A lovely ball swung in, and Graham rises above the defender and heads that in at the near post. 1-0 Kilmarnock. And Kokavas has got the ball on the left-hand side here. He plays it infield. You can see how high up we're sitting. Basically, every player of ours is in the opposition half. Kokavas with it. Does he swing it in? He plays it to Ludovic, who plays it across to Da Silva, and it's blocked, and Booker gets the ball now. Back to Velasquez. And do they come down the right-hand side with Magallanes? No. Highlight is over. Thanks, FM. Lukic with the corner. It's swung in, and it's headed away, and Booker chases this, and he now comes down the left-hand side, but he gets challenged by Ziv. It's a very interesting name. And he plays it all the way back to his defence, and Stein comes away with the ball. And Avrahami with it now. On the right-hand side, again going backwards. Over to Keller in the middle. Avrahami on the right-hand side. Could this be their first shot? It is indeed, and it's been spilled by Morrison. The first shot that Maccabi Haifa had in basically 115 minutes against us is spilled by Morris, and it ends up going straight into the path of the other striker, Garfinkel. And they score a goal. I don't know how to respond to that. Their first shot out of these 2 games was spilled, and the second one goes in. Kokavas throws the ball in though on the left-hand side. Can we get another goal to get us back in the lead on the night? Da Silva with it, finds Magallanes into Lukic. Magallanes again into Da Silva, and that's a lovely piece of play and a lovely finish from Florent Da Silva. And we're up 2-1 in the night, 4-1 in aggregate. Da Silva, the architect, really, of that whole move, and he finishes it off for us. You see Da Silva finds Magallanes on the right-hand side. First touch inside to Lukic, back to Magallanes, one touch again, and Da Silva advanced forward into the box there and scores a lovely goal into that bottom corner. And Jamie Hamilton gets the ball here on our right-hand side. He switches it over to Anderson. See every player apart from our goalkeeper in the Maccabi Haifa half. It comes out to Magallanes on the right-hand side. Does he swing this ball in? He plays it back to Velasquez. Velasquez back out to Magallanes, who swings it in now, and it's toward the back post. And Ludovic hits it from the edge of the box, and that's a cracking finish from Ludovic. His first goal of the season. What a hit. That's a lovely, lovely volley. Let's look for that replay. See Magallanes here on the right-hand side, takes a touch, swings it in, it's headed clear by the defender, and Ludovic just hits it on the volley, and it's driven into that bottom corner. And all 3 of our goals have went in that bottom left-hand side, and we're up 3-1 on the night. And a chance early in this second half here. Maccabi Haifa played forward, but we ended up clearing it, or at least intercepting it. Do we get the ball away? We do, but only goes as far as the Maccabi Haifa right back in the action with it. Gets the ball forward. Ziv has it now. Over to Mordechai and Stein and Avrahami, and that's wide of the goal. And the second half's been very boring. We made a few changes, but there's not been any highlights since that chance from Maccabi Haifa. And that is full time. And we win the game 3-1. We win 5-1 on aggregate. A goal for Alan Graham is always good for us, especially after we spent all that money on him a couple of years ago. And now we get to the day where we have a group stage draw for the Euro Cup 2. You see that we received £2.66 million after qualifying for the Euro Cup 2 group stage, and that draw for the group stage is happening today. So if the time advances by, you'll get to see it. And here is the draw for the Euro Cup 2 group stage. We have been rated in a second seed position because of how well we did last year in Europe, getting through to the knockout rounds of the actual Europa League. I'm just interested to see if there's any other Scottish teams in here. Teams like Leicester, top seeds. Besiktas is the highest rated team. Borussia Mönchengladbach up there as well. Our second seeds include us, Bate Borisov, Parma, Bordeaux. Third seeds include TNS from Wales. Teams like Rubin Kazan from Russia, Maccabi Tel Aviv from Israel. Fourth seeds include Motherwell as a fourth seed. So there's two Scottish teams here in the Euro Cup 2. The current holders are AC Milan. So quite a high calibre of team who won this. But we will draw next team. We'll go through all the first seeds and see where we end up. Do we go with Shakhtar? No, we don't. Or Ludogorets, but we do end up with Besiktas, which is not too bad. It could have been worse than the Besiktas. I'll happily take that. It's kind of middle of the road. Looking at the teams that come out, would it be nice to, I was going to say, it would be nice to be in with TNS, but unfortunately, they have came out in Group B. In Group C, we get Sheriff Tiraspol from Moldova. I'll take that one, I think. I think that's a fairly kind draw. And going here into the fourth seeds, I'll be honest, I'll accept most of the players, or most of the teams, I should say, in that. The toughest one is Motherwell. We can't get Motherwell. We've got Stromsgodset. That's going to be hard for me to say. From Norway. So we've got Besiktas, Sheriff Tiraspol, and Stromsgodset from Norway. Motherwell end up with Leicester, Hammarby, and Rubin Kazan. Quite a tricky group for them. But we will take that in Group C, and we will look to get out that group certainly. Certainly look to get that group. I would like to win that group, to be honest, but we'll see how we do. So our first game in that group is up against Besiktas, and that's just the game I wanted to show you. Wherever it was going to fall in the first three, I was going to come back for the Besiktas game, because that could be the most interesting game in the Euro Cup 2 group stage. Up against Besiktas. So that's what we'll do. We'll come back for that game. We'll come back for the game against Besiktas, and then the one following that against Aberdeen as well, just in at the middle of September after that international break. So I'll play the couple of games in the league between Dundee United and St Mirren between now and then, and we'll come back for that game, as I say, against Besiktas and Aberdeen. If you have enjoyed this episode, then please do leave a like, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until the next one, we'll see you then.